Welcome back, dear viewers. And on this very beautiful evening of Eid al-Fitr, we are joined by Hamza Taqi, a master in performance and a consultant. Good evening to you, Hamza.
Good evening to you and Eid Mubarak.
Thank you. Eid Mubarak to you as well,
Thank
and
you.
to our lovely viewers watching us
Yes.
here. And for this Eid, and it is a special Eid of this year after the holy blessed month of Ramadan, what do you have to say for our dear viewers today, Hamza?
Well, I want to tell them Eid Mubarak and blessing to in your way. And that's, this break is a blessing from God, and we should really utilize it with, our loved ones, visits and gathering.
Yes, definitely. And I'm sure our beautiful, dear viewers gathering with their families in this beautiful Eid is something really important for them. And how does this affect their well being?
Well, according to scientific research, is that it says that genuine connection makes a uh, big impact on well-being, and even in longevity studies, it comes number one if you have good relationship and good connections. It's even better than exercising or going to the gym. So from that uh, sense, connection and being, visiting each other and being in the whole house. It's like, in the, they say some people, they live longer because they have extended families. So there is the grandfather and the sons and the daughters and their families and their grandsons all in one house. And that helps, in the well-being. You feel really good because you move with the kids, you feel the kids and so on. So it's really good for well-being, definitely. Gathering, any type of, especially with loved ones,
Yes,
genuine gathering.
that is definitely important. And I think this plays a really important part for the brain. And I'm sure some chemicals in the brain react to good well being.
Very true, yeah. Oxytocin, you get oxytocin with the hugs, you hug the kids, you hug your parents, you hug your friends, your sisters, your brothers. And that's, a beautiful thing that you do for your body and for your mind.
It's really a pleasure to be talking to you, Hamza, especially about well being and balance, really, for people during these times. And how do you see balance, Hamza, from the past to our present time?
What do you mean by balance in terms of?
Like balance between the visits and gatherings and what
Oh,
happened?
yeah, it could be overwhelming, my friend, because I used to like, say, oh, we have to visit this, my uncle, my uncles, my aunts, and we used to, when I was younger, I used to feel like, I want to go and play, I don't want to go and visit, but these visits are really, really good. And you have to prioritize sometimes, you don't need to visit everybody. You visit the most important people in your life, like your aunties, your uncles, and of course your parents and your siblings if you have it. And this gathering really, it kind of, it's like a celebration after the blessing month of the holy month of Ramadan, and where we gather and we eat good food and we chat and we, have some memories about, life in general.
Yes, definitely. And I'm sure this beautiful Eid al-Fitr, where you break your fasting time from the holy blessed month of Ramadan,
Yeah.
it gives somebody or some people that were fasting in the blessed month of
Yeah.
Ramadan a real advantage and joy to celebrate their advancements or what they did fasting the holy blessed month of Ramadan.
Absolutely. It comes like a reward. And with the giving the money, small money for the kids and all this, so it's a joyous moment really, and it's like a reminder that that we are uh, we are in a community that's bigger than oneself, and that sense of belonging is important as well for our well-being.
Yes, and as you said, Hamza Taqi, Eid al-Fitr comes with giving and special idea
Yes.
to our beautiful children here. They accept the idea. I used to accept the idea,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I couldn't wait to buy the newest video game.
Very true. Very true.
All right. So how can our people nowadays enjoy this beautiful Eid in a simple way without feeling too stressed?
Well, see, it's the quality, not the quantity, right? And we need to really, have some moments together and where we talk to each other and we find out each other's businesses and what they are up to, if they have challenges in their life and stuff. It's like, hearing from your uncle, hearing from your auntie, hearing from, these things really helps, the children and the family itself. They feel that, I have my uncle, I have my auntie, I have, my grandfather, my father. So these things, make you feel, you're protected as a child, and you want to, you look forward for these visits and for these gatherings, because you get some advices, you get some, and sometimes we play, and sometimes we chat, remembering, especially if you have like, for me, I love to sit with my older auntie and, asking her about, her, old days, how would they do things and stuff. And for me, it's a joy. It's just sitting and listening to her, telling me about their way of living and their environment back in the old days.
Yes, may Allah Almighty grant her more longevity
Yes.
for you, dear Hamza Taqi, so you can enjoy more time with your beautiful
Thank
family.
you.
And also to you, dear viewers, we hope you are also enjoying this beautiful Eid with your beautiful families, talking all about achievements as Hamza Taqi spoke about. So, how can family enjoy this part of Eid more meaningful and a positive way?
I believe it's a chance for us to communicate. It's a chance for us to relax. In the regular days, we are working, everybody's busy, kids are busy in school, families, parents are busy in their work and whatever they have to do. And comes as a break for us to connect again and to, genuinely understand each other and dig deep. Spending quality time doesn't have to be very luxury or going to a big, like, five-star hotel to have a meal or something like this. No,
Yes.
it can be even meal made at the house. It's good enough. The idea is the connection and being present with the kids, being present with your family. That's the key of real connection with the family and creating memories. So the kids, when they grow up, they remember, what they've done with their parents, with their family members, and what have you.
Yes, definitely. Some really beautiful messages from you, Hamza Taqi. And I'm sure people were used to traveling on Eid to celebrate it outside. And nowadays, they're being here in our beautiful state of Kuwait, celebrating closely with their families. So some people, Hamza Taqi, they don't have that much of a connection with their family and they feel kind of lonely. What would you give them as an advice to be positive?
Well, if they have an issue with their family, like dispute or something like this, it's the best time to go and reach out. And if somebody, let's say if I'm like my brother I have a clash with him, or there is some problems in connection with him, it's the right time that I go forward and go and visit him during Eid to break the ice and make it make the connection again and make the relation healthier. The second, but if you are lonely, you must reach out. You take the initiative to reach out, call a friend, find out, if friends are gathering, if they're doing something. And if you have a chance to travel, why not travel? Discover different countries, discover different areas, learn something new. But don't stay alone, because this is Eid, and Eid is all about, connection, is all about gathering.
Yes.
Even, like expatriates, sometimes they live alone and stuff like that. They have ways, communities that they gather together during Eid. Whether they go to the park, spend time in the park, they bring their lunch and they gather. I see them when I go walk and
Yes.
stuff. They go and party. It's good to, to be among people, because we kind of send energy to each other and we make each other more lively and more happy.
Yes, definitely. And I'm sure also if they're feeling lonely, don't be their viewers because Allah Almighty is also with you and us in our beautiful
Definitely,
state of Kuwait,
definitely,
looking
definitely.
upon us
Yeah.
here. So, dear viewers, let's take a look at this next report and we shall ask Hamza Taqi more questions. Stay tuned. Welcome back, dear viewers. And on this beautiful evening of Eid, we're still joined by Hamza Taqi, a master performance consultant here in our beautiful state of Kuwait. Such a pleasure to be talking to you, Hamza.
The pleasure is always mine, my friend. Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. And Hamza, we want to know how we can reset our mindset and really start fresh after the beautiful, holy, blessed month of Ramadan.
Well, that's a good question. And resetting the mind, or changing, it's about changing the way we think. And with the situation that we are in, and the news and stuff, is it's not healthy to spend, you know, hours, most of your time, glued to the TV or to your mobile,
Yes.
looking at, social media, and watching the news, and whatever is happening. I feel that, just be with yourself, take a deep breath, you know, have some grateful or gratitude saying about your situation, about where you are. You are blessed. You have everything that you need. There is no need to be scared. Just, you know, go inside yourself, take a break, have a silent moment, take a deep breath, and rethink your life, rethink what you're doing, and try to make the time that you have uh, uh, productive and progressing in any way you want. And it doesn't have to be like a really humongous goal. You can just go to any of the shops and buy yourself a canvas, empty canvas, and just some colors, and draw something.
Yes.
Or think of an idea where you can maybe come up with a nice book that you can, benefit the community. So there is always ways. Our problem is that when we go outside and we look for stimuli or circumstances that dictate how we live. No, we should decide how we live from the inside. And if we change the inside, the outside will reflect accordingly.
Yes, Hamza, as you mentioned, kind of looking at outside the box usually makes you think about anxiety and you feel not safe. And really, dear viewers, you should be really comfortable living here in our beautiful state of Kuwait. And because people that are responsible, they're really doing their job to keep us safe. And as you mentioned, art is one of a kind. To be honest, for me, I would love to try some music. I never really tried playing an instrument.
Why not? You can just go and buy yourself a guitar, or any kind of instrument that you like, a drummer, and play around with it. And there are many people that are willing to help and teach you some. And that's very clever, by the way, Yusuf, is the fact that the learning something new,
Yes.
no matter at what age you are. Because when you're learning something new, you are working your neurons, you are creating new neurons in your brain, and that gives you more better well-being and more longevity in your life as well, because you start creating new neurons in your brain.
Yes. And definitely creating new neurons by also maybe reaching out to people that you love to look at on social media. To be honest, dear viewers, I really like to enjoy Hamza Taqi's page. He talks all about how to really have an excitement to input in your life and create positivity all around you. And as many people here set goals, Hamza Taqi, for this beautiful Eid al-Fitr that we have, what kind of advice would you give them so they can reflect more and live a happy moment, really?
Again, it's just, having a blank paper and sitting by yourself and really, you know, uh, lower the thoughts that are going through mind. Because we think a lot and we think about the future, we're worrying about the kids, we're worrying about that. So we don't have time for ourselves. And sometimes we need just to sit for 5 minutes by yourself, alone, okay? Take a deep breath and strive to find out, what do you want? What is it that are you lacking? What is it that you would love to develop in yourself? What is it that you want to take care in terms of the house? There are many things that we can be busy and do for our houses, for our villas, for our work, for our self, for our children, for our loved ones, for our friends, for the community. So there is always ways to take the initiative and solve someone else's problem. By solving others' problems, even at the neighborhood, sitting and agreeing on, on how we handle, for example, the rounding the house, to make it really clean and neat.
Yes.
For everybody, having, these meetings and agreeing on these things can help a lot, and you find yourself that you are really contributing to the community, to your neighborhood, and that makes you feel good. And once you feel good, the ripple effect of it is major.
Yes, definitely. And as our community here in Kuwait really comes from multinationalities, and really, dear viewers, you can commute with everybody here in our beautiful state of Kuwait.
Yeah, diversity, which is beautiful.
Yes, I'm sure soccer really contributes a lot,
Right.
combining them in a certain sport.
Right.
So, what kind of gratitude comes into play during Eid, and how is it important on this beautiful occasion?
Basically, it's like to remind yourself that, other people did not make it for Eid. You made it. By itself, you should have a great, being grateful for you being alive, for breathing, for connecting, for having the family, the friends, the loved ones that you have, and just reminding yourself of these things, these lovely things that we sometimes take for granted. Uh, uh, having the electricity, having the water supply coming in, having plenty of food. There is nothing, everything is in abundance in our blessed country, thanks to the government and to the people who are, in charge of making everything for us ready and available for all type of people.
Yes, definitely. And mashallah, as you said, really, our dear viewers, I'm sure they're not rushing to the cooperative societies, because our supply here, as you mentioned, is in abundance. Alhamdulillah for that. And I'm sure, as you said, people living during or made it to the Eid, or even to the next year, maybe,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Eid is a repentance and a
Very
rejoice
true.
of breaking from the fasting of the objective of Allah Almighty's job
Very true.
for us as human beings, and as a goal to break the fast.
Yeah.
So, what also as a message for our dear viewers watching us today who are thinking of that they have been through a difficult time,
Yeah.
what should you tell them?
Difficulties are there for us to grow. Without difficulties, with comfort, things don't like stretch you. Things that don't take all the muscles or all the thinking for you. For example, just to give an example. In the old days, we used to sit on the floor. There was no chairs, no nothing like this. This is comfort. Okay, so in the old days, discomfort was, you are really exercising when you sit and you get up. You're really doing squat and you're really, moving your muscles. When you are comfortable sitting on the chair and always sitting on the chair, it's not good. So from that, small analogy, I would say that anything that comes to us in terms of discomfort, in terms of a challenge, a problem, an issue in our life, no matter what it is, it's always good. And when you come with that mindset that anything that happens to us is good for our own good, because it's God's plan, and God's plan is always good. And maybe some of the viewer will say, well, you didn't, because you didn't have my experience, and my experience was this and that. And I would tell them, yes, I agree. But think of your life, in the history of your life, you must have had some obstacles in there, some challenges, some problems. And think about them now. In retrospect, you will see that they were the most beneficial things that happened in your life. Those are the ones that give you the leap to go more and to reach further point in your life.
Yes, definitely. These dips actually are a lesson for us to learn
exactly.
from and become really better. As
stronger, yes.
So also, dear viewers, really some beautiful tips here we are enjoying from Hamza Taqi, and Hamza would love to hear from you another simple tip for us and our dear viewers to make their Eid more joyful.
Yeah, just go out. The weather is nice, do some sort of exercises where you sit with your children and ask some questions, reflective questions. What happened during Ramadan? What did you feel during Ramadan? What is the spiritual thing that you have come to realization? Asking these questions with the kids and the whole family, and listening to them and contributing to what they say, makes them feel, heard, make them feel, they have a voice. And that's really helps their credibility and helps them to become more authentic in their life. So these are some of the tips that we should use during Eid, where we sit with and reflect on the holy month of Ramadan. What did we learn? What went right? What are we going to do next Ramadan? How are we going to approach it? And these ideas or tips, as you mentioned, is something that, in our capability. It's not something that you need to buy or get. No, just sit genuinely and ask real questions, good open-ended questions, and let the kids talk about their experiences. And maybe you add or give them feedback about what happened to you, or how were you when you were a child. For example, I was cheating with Ramadan. When I was a child, I was like, half day I go and eat, and I tell them I'm still, I'm fasting. But they look at me and they laugh, but they know this is gradually, it's the step by step going to the full day fasting. And the fasting, by the way, like it's amazing. It does really amazing things for our body and for our organs. So we give them relaxation for 16, 18 hours, not eating, not over. And that break is really good.
Yes,
it's really good for us to have it once a year. And if you do want, you can do Shawwal, and you can do, every Monday and Thursday all year. It's healthy. It's big time health.
Definitely, and thank you so much for your healthy advice for us and our beautiful viewers watching us here on Eid al-Fitr. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And Eid Mubarak to
Pleasure
you
is mine.
and to all your family.
Thank you. Eid Mubarak to you and the whole audience and the whole world.
Yes, so therefore, dear viewers, let's all thank the coming of Hamza Taqi, a master performance consultant here in our beautiful state of Kuwait, joining us here on Hala, Kuwait. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Therefore, dear viewers, we shall take a look at this next report, so stay tuned.